Hi. So, the awesome question that keeps coming up is people are curious if you have friends or family or people that you're close to that you know information about. Can I read accurately? The answer is yes. Yes, you can. The reason why is because there's different strategies that you could do, especially if you're new to reading or if you're someone who's been reading for years, years and years and years, and you're like, oh, I was never able to read for family or for close friends because I don't want my own personal feelings, thoughts, judgments to go onto that person. So that is the secret. That's the trick, right? If you are able to disassociate, which I had taught before in previous videos, but if you're able to disassociate from a person's outcomes and their past and them, and you respect their energy, their individuality, the path that could be, options, future things that could occur, then you give the opportunity for more successful readings. The other thing is setting space, like healing space, cleaning space, protection space. I use sound healing. You can use smudging. You can use cleansing with sprays, oils, or with smoke, like with sage or Palo Santo, or other cleansing like cedar, rosemary. These herbs all help with cleansing the space. You can do oil, you could do spray, you could do sound. These things help create a safe space. The other thing that's important to do if you're going to read for someone accurately as well, I will call in protection for everybody, no matter who I'm reading. So I'll say something along the lines of, in the highest good for everyone sitting in the space, may I call forward our guides, protectors, ancestors, our spirit team, our galactic team, whoever you work with, angels, whatever. When you do that, you're calling forward the protection, you're creating that sacred space. You use the cleanser, which is your oil, sound, spray, whatever you're going to use. And then you do that technique where you yourself affirm within you, if I'm going to read for family or for a friend or someone that I may know information about, I'm not going to take them personal. I'm not going to take their information on. I'm not going to take on my judgments or my thoughts about the situation. I am going to simply just take a deck and ask, what is the most important thing for this person to know at this time? Which I usually do first. You can do whatever you want, but that's what I do. In this case, for you guys, I get awakening. That's awesome. And then I interpret it as I would for a client or for someone that I don't know anything about. And I just tell them what I feel, no matter accurate, not accurate. Sometimes you channel, sometimes you just, think about what this means. Like for you guys, whoever's watching, in this case, the awakening would be like giving you new information. You guys are stepping into a new form of doing techniques and being able to tap more into your gifts and be more connected to whatever the next thing is that's coming in, right? And then healing, which I feel like very important for everybody right now. You're awakening new healing techniques, new ways of doing this. So how do we make sure that we do not take other people's stuff personal? That is just a practice. You have to do that every single day if you're going to read for people accurately in family. Sometimes it takes a couple of tries to feel comfortable because you might feel like, oh, I know a lot about this person, so maybe I'm influencing the cards to say something that has to do with what I think about the situation. But your honest way of doing this is completely disassociating from that person. Even if you love them and you care about them and they're asking you questions, which that's the next part that you could get to is like, oh, they're going to ask you specific questions. Being open to the universe for options, opportunities, answers, and then just interpreting it exactly as you would for a client, not taking it on, not taking it personal. That's how you read accurately. I read for my family all the time. We literally just did last night a awesome circle with one of my best friends, my sister, and my mom. We pulled information for each other really accurately because even though we care about the person, it's just being comfortable enough with what you're getting and receiving to speak it aloud, and then getting comfortable enough to trust that what you're saying is going to be received, or even if they don't know what it means, or if they don't receive it, or if they get upset because maybe they take you personal. Like if you have family members that you've experienced not feeling comfortable with sharing information with them, but they're asking you to give them knowledge and information, even if they're upset, you give the information and then you let them feel what they feel and you take yourself out of whatever their experience is. I had this thing happen when we were in Hawaii with my aunt, which is kind of an interesting story, where basically I had been asked to read for everybody. And I did, my mom, my cousin, my sisters, and then my aunt. But when I read for my sister, it came up something very intimate, very private, something that I just tapped into, something that was important, that was on her mind. It had mentioned that her fiance at the time was going to leave, and I didn't know how to say it because I had grown up where my aunt and my mom are very loud and they have big voices and opinions and feelings. And when my aunt caught wind of what I was saying to my sister, and I said it gently as I could, I just said it, this is what it is. I don't know what this means. I have no idea what this is. I don't really know. I met her fiance at the time a couple of times, and I was very insecure about telling this information, but it's just what I received, that it was going to end. Come to find out, after my aunt blew up on me and told me, how could you tell your sister that? Why would you say that? Why, these things, emotions. I just said, that's what came up. Like, I wasn't trying to influence or make something of this at all. I don't care that much. I just was saying what I saw. Found out later that he did. He ended the relationship, and it ended the way that I said it would, at a friend's venue event, and it did. It was at someone's wedding. She got a phone call that they were breaking up with her and that they didn't want to be with her. So I just think that it's important, if you're going to do reading for anybody in any way, to make sure that you feel secure in yourself and comfortable, and you're polite and you have kindness in your heart. You're not trying to attack or, influence a situation in any way. And you just speak what you feel, what you see, what you hear, what you're experiencing through the deck, through whatever's coming through the channel. This is the most accurate way to read for anybody, no matter what. Even people who I remember also in Sedona, when I would do sessions and I would do these, people come into the shop. It was a crystal shop, and we had readings and aura photos and stuff. They'd come in, they're like, oh, I want a reading, but they wanted it for a game or for show, right? They wanted it for play. Like, they're doing it to entertain themselves, right? So when they come in, they're like, oh, well, just tell me whatever. I won't tell you anything. Just tell me whatever. People like that as well, where you're like, well, I kind of ask questions so I can get a feel for your energy, and then I read into your energy, but that's fine. So even for people like that, you completely trust in your deck and you say, please tell me what is most important. Obviously, setting, again, sacred space, cleansing the space. I used crystals for that space because we couldn't use smoke. And I just asked the deck, I said, please tell me what is most important for this person to know at this time. And then, we get results, right? People are like, holy crap, how do you know that? This is like, how would you know this? Like, where'd you bring this up? Where did you get this information? Like, are you just observing me or whatever? They'll do their reactions and then whatnot. So it's the same for people who are hard to read. It's the same for people who are family, friends, the people who also are like, oh, I'm spiritual and I know everything and I'm just testing you and testing your knowledge. Same exact thing. And never take it personal. Maybe it's not accurate 100%. Maybe you got scared and you kind of pulled your energy back and you weren't tapping into the ethers completely. That happens. I've had that happen too, where I got intimidated by somebody because they were a very powerful person and they were very aggressive with their words, and I was apprehensive to give them information. This is just a way of tapping into your gifts, tapping into your techniques, finding ways to trust yourself more, because that is more important than, giving people a good show or whatever. So I hope that helps you guys. I'm looking forward to all the things that I have coming up. If you enjoyed that, if it gave you some inspiration and some insight for what's coming up and how you can tap better into reading for other people, I actually am going to be working solely and focusing on the coaching program that I have. It's the Sacred Synergy Practice, Mental, Emotional, Physical, Spiritual. Really excited about rolling this out. I have clients coming in to finalize that coming up here tomorrow. It'll be started on March 21st, but it's always open for new applicants. We can start at any time and I can walk you guys through how to do it. If you're interested in joining the coaching program, I have all of that information for you that you can check out the link that will take you to the page that gives you the insight, the tiers, the levels, all that. The other thing I have coming up, which is freaking awesome and exciting, I am doing a collaborative workshop for you guys that will be May 21st. I will be doing that with my friend Carolina, which we did a podcast episode. So if you want, you can go check out that astrology episode where we talk about her and her astrology business. But we will be doing a workshop together. Look out for that. I'm very excited leading up to it. You'll see all of our marketing and everything coming out to explore that workshop, but you guys will be invited to join. So if you want to check that out, that will also be linked. And thank you guys so much for taking interest in this subject, and I hope that it helps you. And ignite your inner flame with me whenever you wish, and I will see you guys next time. If you feel called, please like, subscribe, and share. It helps me out a lot. I've been on this page and on YouTube for a while, but I'm actually now starting to get more serious, and I would love feedback and love people to build up this teaching. Very passionate about it, and if you guys have more questions, let me know down below and I will give you videos based off of those curiosities. But thank you so much and have a wonderful evening.